And just when everything's going good, trucking got put on hold. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead. Welcome back to another day of Demolition Dan's Wrecker Service. No, that didn't even make sense. Demolition Dan's watching the guys tear down a house service. That's what we're going to be. So, the house you saw in the last video is completely gone. This bird. Is it spring? We hit the first day of spring, so it's time to sing. Anyways, the house is completely gone. The guys are going to be tearing out the foundation today. We've still got the porch, a lot of concrete and stuff. We did have the septic tank pumped out yesterday, and today our main focus is going to be cleaning up the pad site completely. He did find the old cellar. I told you guys there was a cellar under the house, and there's just not much to see there. It's just concrete, but you can't really go down in it. It had been filled in. So we're going to focus on getting that done, and then start tearing out some of these yard fences. So like this, you really can't see it, but from that telephone pole that direction, it's got trees all grown up and fences. We'll use the excavator to tear that out. The original house place here, it's kind of neat watching them tear it down, because you can see what was original and what had been added on. You know, the room on the left side of the front porch was all added on. Everything from the kitchen back was all added on later. And the cellar was originally not under the house. It was under an add-on. So, looks like a mess right now, but it'll all be cleaned up in just a little bit, I bet. So all that's left is the front porch and a pile of rubble. So the original house, the original footing was here. Obviously that was added on. The original house only went back about, it was probably 30 by 30, something like that. And everything from there back where you see fresh dirt was added on later. And where he's working right now is where that old cellar was. See all the concrete and stuff he found underground. So just trying to clean up a mess. Now all of this concrete mess, all of this stuff is just going to be hauled over and thrown into the old pond hole that we dug out yesterday. All this stuff doesn't need to go to the landfill, because when you haul debris like this to a landfill, you're paying by the ton. This one concrete chunk here probably weighs over a ton. Those pillars are huge. All the concrete and stuff is just going to get put in a hole and buried. There's no reason to haul it to the landfill, so it's obviously not going to be a detriment to the environment or cause anything with groundwater or anything like that. So all the concrete we're not paying to haul off for sure. Now one project that I'm going to do this morning is dig up a bunch of these daffodils, because we're going to tear this sidewalk up too. So I'll probably try to get a lot of these on this side dug up this morning before he comes over here and busts all this concrete out. And I have a very special project, a very special place. I think I'm going to replant a bunch of these daffodils. Now there's tons of daffodils on this property. That fence over there has them all lined down there. Well, there's not much fence there, but there's a bunch still on the other side of that truck. Somebody's honking at me as they go by. Good morning. Anyways, let's get started. everything's going good. Trucking got put on hold, or as you can see, hauling the debris back here to where we can eventually push it in on top of all the stuff we burn. We got a whole brush pile that needs to be burned first and all that. Just trying to get all the foundation, all the junk back here with the truck so we can let them go and then just keep the dozer and excavator here. But we have a minor problem. So as you can see, he was backing up from the work side over here, and it is getting a little soft. We got some rain, not a bunch, but he accidentally somehow rolled the inside dual off the rim, which then caused everything to kind of shift over, and he's a little bit stuck. So we're going to bring the track over here and pull it out. The truck probably would have been able to get itself out had all the tires been inflated, but he's kind of got a heavy load, so we'll get him out. Everything probably would have been just fine. The road held up just fine yesterday, but when you're hauling, you know, rubble that's lumber and lightweight stuff, it's a little different than concrete and dirt and all that stuff. So he's got a lot heavier load, which caused him to sink down a lot more than we did yesterday. So I proposed an idea to my wife. I don't have an answer just yet, but I thought about why not trying to save these two old pillars. Those things are probably over 100 years old, and if we can keep them together without falling apart, I thought they might be kind of neat to put under the porch of the new building, you know, to kind of frame the door kind of like they were, and that'd be like a, you know, somewhat of a, I don't want to say a memorial, but you know, just a throwback to what used to be here. Can't get the handle. It bent down. Oh. That's one way to get the lid open. wonder if our buzzard friend is sitting on her nest. I haven't looked to see if the eggs have hatched in several days. I bet you she's in here though. Yep, there she goes. Still 2 eggs. Nothing exciting happening yet. I can't wait to see what baby buzzards will look like. I'm not going to touch them or get near them, but all right, I'll get out of here so she can go back to sitting on her eggs. So as you can see, making a lot of progress today. The house is pretty well gone. We're waiting on the tire guy to get back. That tire was ruined. It's not any good anymore, so he's going to replace the tire. Then they can finish hauling what's left of the foundation. But while they're waiting, we're knocking down some trees, cleaning up fence lines. We got all these fence lines that need to be torn out because they're all grown up with trees. And he's just using the excavator to stack on there a little bit at a time. Weston's here. I had him finish digging up a bunch of daffodils and picking up trash. There's so much trash that's blown everywhere over the last few days while we've been working. But I'm just kind of in the way right now. I'm gonna let these guys do their thing for the next several hours. I gotta go home and do some work there. Anyways, check back in with you later. Good job. Dadgum, I left for a few hours and this place looks different.
I did great, didn't I? Just kidding.
I'm sure they'll let you on the machine. So all of that fence is gone, all that brush is gone. It's all piled up over here. You can't even tell the house was there. Oh, what do you like? What do you like? Putting words in your mouth. What do you think about my idea of using those pillars?
I really like it. I think they'd be refinished and we can use them somewhere on the
clean them up and paint them, and so we could either use them as, you know, on either side of the door on the porch like they were here. We also talked about putting them on either side of the garage door, like where a lot of warehouses have like a big yellow pole. You could clean these up, set them down on the ground on a concrete pad, and just be like bumpers for the garage door.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. Then the well house. The well house fell over.
Oh, it did.
The front of the property looks totally different too.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I just left for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And they've cleaned out that entire fence row all the way down. I'm telling you what, it does make this property look a lot bigger.
It looks huge now.
Good to see you. That's the second time today someone drove by and honked at me. So I told him to leave the 2 fruit trees, but there was so much brush in that fence. You couldn't see anything.
Mm-mm.
That looks good too.
It's cute.
That's what she said.
Oh my god. No, how nice though. Like the building will be here and like I can just look over at Uncle Dwayne's and see his cows, and it's so nice. It's all cleared up.
Speaking of Uncle Dwayne, there he goes right now.
Yeah, there he goes.
Headed to the house. Yeah. Looks totally different.
I'm not gonna look that direction.
Hey, you've only got one brother-in-law, and we all know your favorite brother-in-law lives right over there. Right?
I'm gonna go with only brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. Man, for the amount of brush that was here, the amount of trees and that fence and everything, there's not a lot of brush left.
No.
So the way that he's he's got that fire going really well, and he just keeps feeding all this stuff into it as it burns down in that hole.
You see what shirt he's wearing?
Yeah, man. I noticed. He got bear on his shirt.
Yeah.
He was here this morning.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You got our bear t-shirt on. Because Bear's a legend, that's why.
He's something.
Pretty awesome. You'll be able to see the barn from the road now, from the highway. Nobody could even see the barn from the highway before. Now that it's all cleared off, it looks totally different. And we're gonna have to figure out exactly where the building's gonna go.
No.
I still like that end over there the best, probably.
I do too.
Where the house was.
Yeah, because I mean, the further you get over here, the more chances of you blocking that too.
Yeah, you'd block the barn, but still farther north, it slopes off. You know, the farther you get from the road, the more it slopes. The land falls downhill. And I think the flattest area is going to be over towards where the old house was. There's a brush pile coming at us, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of fence are we going to build out there along the highway now?
I don't know.
Probably just like a sheep and goat wire type fence.
That's what I figured.
Just like we have at the house.
Yeah. Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy, no. Because you never know, you might bring a donkey over here or something eventually. Because you'll have like...
I could get more.
Have you seen your donkey pasture at home now?
I know.
See, that's the key, is there's no grass there.
Well, I can't help that we were in a drought. It's not my fault.
Well,
I had the donkeys first.
Had the donkeys before the drought?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's true. You want to come, Earl? Well, I don't know if you guys can even tell what we did, but we tried to make the outline of a bee in these daffodils that I dug up from the new place in front of the house over there. So here's a straight line and a bee. It'll all grow together over time. It doesn't have to stay in the shape of a bee, but those daffodils will last for decades out here in Houston. They'll just keep spreading and keep growing. And long after all this is grown over and we don't know exactly where the gravesite is, I guarantee you there'll be yellow flowers right there every spring.
Yep.
Right before, you know what? Daffodils bloom right before creek season of every year in Oklahoma. So right before the weather starts changing, it's like the first sign of spring. And all the daffodils bloomed here about 2 weeks ago, which was pretty much the first time we went to the creek with Bella this year.
Yeah.
You know it? Mm-hmm. So, be a good way to remember her. So, long day, got a lot done. Houston had ball practice, and we barely got out here and got to finish this video before dark. The sun's already gone down, it's already set, and we're losing light quickly. But we got Bella's gravesite all covered in daffodils. There's a bunch of irises around a couple trees at the new place. I may dig up a few of those iris and bring over here too, just to get. It's a different kind of flower. They bloom at a different time than the daffodils. But anyways, a lot of progress been made at the new merchandise property. It looks so much different today. They took out all those fence lines, all the trees. Tomorrow, I think we're planning on laying out where the pad's going to be for the building, and trying to figure out where we're going to put everything. So a lot of progress being made, a lot of things going on. But anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day.
And as always, we'll see you on the next video. Peace.